वेलकम बैक टू द थर्ड एपिसोड ऑफ दिस सीरीज जहाँ पे हम बात कर रहे हैं CUET से रिलेटेड सारे सवाल और जवाब। और आज का टॉपिक है CSAS एल्गोरिदम। आइए चलते हैं प्रोफेसर मंजू एम गुप्ता से और जानते हैं इसके बारे में। तो मैंने काफ़ी सर्वे किया है, बच्चों से जाके पूछा है, तो बच्चे इन चीज़ों में काफ़ी कंफ्यूज हैं कि वो भरे क्या और भर रहे तो कुछ गलत हो जा रहा है, तो उनको समझ नहीं आ रही सिस्टम काम कैसे करता है। तो मैं आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा कि आप ये बताएं कि CSAS एल्गोरिदम काम कैसे करता है।
CSAS is a common seat allocation system, or it's a platform for which is built by Delhi University for taking undergraduate admissions. And basically it's the computer science department, University of Delhi, who has designed this and built this. In the first year itself, meaning generally the students were not very well aware of this, how it is working, but now the algorithm is working absolutely fine, and of course it makes sense to understand that algorithm. So if you talk to me in terms of computer maybe, or for general this thing, I would say there are three phases of algorithm. One is that it takes data input from you, like whatever you enter into it, your name, roll number, address, or your photograph, or your 12th marks, mark sheet, category certificate, or your preferences, which college you want, which subject you want. It will take all of these and then it will keep this, store this, and make a table of this. And your part is done. Now what the computer will do, or what the algorithm has been advised to do, is it will check all your data. Like for example, you have claimed a benefit in a category, but you have not attached a category certificate. It will not give you that benefit. It will check it. Same way, you have filled the preference, and you have filled that you want a admission in economics honors, and if you notice, for economics honors you must have studied maths in class 12th. So on its own, the algorithm will check your program specific eligibility for your choice, and if you have not studied mathematics, it will delete your preference. Same way, let's talk about subject mapping. The algorithm on its own is doing subject mapping. What is that? It will check your CUET subjects with that what you have studied in class 12th. So if they are not matching, it will not count that marks. So you may be feeling as a student that I filled all my marks and my score is 790 out of 800, but you counted one subject you had not studied in class 12. Computer is not going to count this for you. So the expectations, then the two expectations become different. I tell you another very important thing, why entering right data is very, very important. Say you are stuck in a tie, you have one student who has similar marks like yours. Now what will happen? It will go back and check your 12th marks, and if you have not inserted those marks correctly or carefully, you will lose in tie break, you will be in the down position. So I hope it is clear to you, and I am all happy, very happy to answer all your specific questions in this context. But yes, of course it makes sense to understand very well what the computer is doing with your information and where what goes wrong, so that your expectation from what you expect and what computer gives you is very, very different. I hope this was the question you were asking.
जैसा कि मैंने बताया कि मैंने सर्वे किया, तो मैंने कुछ प्रीवियस ईयर के बच्चों से ही बात करी। उनमें से मुझे 50% बच्चे ऐसे मिले जिनका स्कोर 750 प्लस था, बट वो स्टिल अरबिंदो कॉलेज में है। ऐसा क्यों हुआ? मतलब
even I observed many students even in our college, they have very good score and they are outstanding in the class, and even I used to wonder what has happened with them is that while filling the preferences of the college and the subject, they filled Aurobindo as their first preference. And the cursor of the program of the algorithm goes from first to second, second to third, third to fourth, and it does not come back. Meaning, if you are given fifth preference, if it is possible for it to give you your fifth preference, it will give you your fifth preference and close your admission. After that, you can only go up in the upgrade, but you cannot come down. So those children, even I have a concern and a empathy with them, is that they unfortunately they realized that the first is their last preference. but they marked it 1. So if they marked it 1, meaning they were to get it, and you cannot upgrade from first preference. There is no chance of upgradation. So that was an accident. That is why, everybody advises you to fill your preferences very carefully, meaning arrange them in the decreasing order, meaning what you actually want should be your first preference, and you find it difficult to get it, even then it is your first preference. And whatever you feel, your judgment according to your marks, you keep that at little lower level, and your aspirations at the higher level, so that you have a better deal in this case.
मैम लेट्स सपोज कि 3 बच्चे हैं, उनके नंबर सेम है, तो ये कंप्यूटर कैसे उनकी रैंक डिसाइड करेगा, या कैसे वो डिसाइड करेगा कि किसको ऊपर करना है किसको नीचे, कैसे?
This is called as tie, meaning when many students are stuck at one rank, meaning at say one rank you have 10 students, they have same score, and then how the system will decide to whom give first, or it decides how maybe it wants to give it to all 10. But this is not the system. In the algorithm, the algorithm is working in such a way, if it has a tie, meaning 5 or 7 or a number of students are scoring the same, what it will do is it will go back to their personal data, meaning they will check their marks in class 12th. So there must be some difference, like say out of 5, I said 5 students, it will go back and it will check. The one who has higher marks in class 12th will be upper in rank, right? So it will be able to sort out, but what will happen again? Maybe all 5, out of the all 5, the 3 still had the same marks, right? Same rank. Then how will it solve? Then it will look at their date of birth. So, and now there is a lesser chance that their date of birth also is exactly the same. The one who is older will be higher in the rank. So now it will rearrange them, and it will arrange them in such a way, the one who has scored higher in 12th class and the elder will have a higher rank, and he will get a priority in being allotted a seat. They are not treated equally, and that is why we say again and again, it's very important to carefully fill your 12th marks again, because they are of use. Same your date of birth, carefully fill, and don't do errors there. It might make a huge difference to you later on.
मैम अगर किसी लड़के ने मिरांडा हाउस में ऑप्शन भर दी, तो ये कंप्यूटर कैसे डिसाइड करेगा कि उसको रखना है या नहीं?
What is happening is that computer algorithm, the CSAS algorithm, is very smart. You can fill any option, but it checks all your options. Say for example, you have opted for economics honors and you have not studied maths in your class 12th, it will check your program specific eligibility. If you are not eligible, it will delete your option of that. Same way, if you have filled, you being a male and you filled the option of Miranda House, it will delete your option. It will just check that this option is wrong and it will delete. So you fill maybe 25 options and it first checks whether all the options are valid or not. Then only it tries to allocate you a seat. So for fun you may do anything, but the computer checks everything and it checks it very carefully.
मैम अगर किसी बच्चे ने एक कैटेगरी फिल करी है SC, ST या OBC, बट वो अपना सर्टिफिकेट अपलोड करना भूल गया है, तो क्या उसका एडमिशन कैंसिल हो जाएगा?
If he has a certificate and by mistake he has not attached, he'll get another chance that when the correction window opens, he attaches this certificate. But if he is not attaching certificate and he is claiming the benefit of the category, he will not get. I'm sure his application would be considered in the general category like all other students. So I would not say it's rejected, but it is considered, but in the general category. He will not get any benefit of general category, the category which he has.
मेरे पे एक बच्चे का ऐसा सवाल भी आया है कि अगर उसने एग्ज़ाम ही नहीं दिया है, तो क्या उसका एडमिशन डोनेशन के थ्रू हो सकता है?
I hope everybody knows Delhi University is a central government university and it has a high prestige and repute in the international world. It follows all the rules which it has been assigned to. So the admission in Delhi universities in CSAS portal and all the undergraduate colleges is happening through this CUET exam. If you miss the exam, if you did not give the exam and you still want to study in Delhi University colleges, 91 colleges, then you have to go for it next year. But if you feel that you will be happy studying in School of Open Learning or non-collegiate, then you can try these options. There are few options where the admission is happening without CUET exam, but trust me, it's a absolutely transparent and honest system which is happening. So there is no scope for donation or any other thing here. That is the biggest advantage of this CSAS, because it's absolutely transparent, quick and accurate. I tell you, the human error is possible, but the computer is not doing any error.
काफ़ी सारे बच्चे कमेंट में अपने स्कोर बताते हैं हमें कि मेरे इतने में से इतने आ रहे हैं, इतने में से इतने आ रहे हैं. मेरे ख्याल से तो अभी आंसर की आई नहीं है एनटीए के द्वारा, तो ये बच्चे कैसे प्रेडिक्ट कर रहे हैं?
Yes, NTA has not released the answer key yet, but the getting admission into Delhi University through CUET and CSAS is a big business for many. Like if you look at the websites, there are several websites. People have developed apps which predict your rank, and a lot of people are working on this. So those are all private things where the coaching colleges and other website blogs where they predict with their experience. Maybe I would not say they are wrong, but they try to take the advantage and attract their students so that they associate with them. So these students now are asking scores based on the apps or the websites, blogs from where they get. After all, the students are very curious and excited to go into the university. But yes, of course, NTA has not released its answer key, but still it's good for them that they want to know which college it's possible for them, because this knowledge will really help them to fill the right preferences. So it's good that they have started working on this before the key comes, so that they are surveying and they're doing research to find the appropriate place for them based on their possible score.
तो मैम हमारी लास्ट लाइव में एक लड़की ने हमसे सवाल पूछा है, इसका नाम मंदिका नागराज है. उसने पूछा है कि वेदर विल हैव अ नॉर्मलाइजेशन दिस ईयर, और अगर होगा भी तो कौन से लेवल पे होगा, 15 और 29?
If you have read the news recently, the chairman sir of UGC announced that there is no normalization for CUET this year under CUET UG. So when there is no normalization, there is no point of talking about the which position or what, but there is no normalization this year for undergraduate admissions.
मैम ये CSAS एल्गोरिदम बहुत कॉम्प्लेक्स है, लेकिन बच्चे इसको टाइम से समझ ले या उनको कोई जानकारी मिल जाए तो ये उनके लिए बहुत ईजी हो जाएगा. तो आपकी तरफ से मैं चाहूँगा कि आप कोई रिसोर्स, लिंक या फिर कोई उनकी हेल्प कर सको तो.
We must understand that what the computer is doing with your data. Once you understand how is computer handling your data, I'm sure you will not be making many mistakes which you are making now. So I try to find out from various sources if we can get some good information and a depth study about how this computer is doing. I didn't find any, but the students of mine, they are preparing a workflow and a detailed in-depth algorithm how this CSAS is functioning, and at what step the students are making mistakes and leading to rejection of their application by the computer, or getting a wrong placement, meaning their score was good but still they are not getting the right seat allocation. So we'll let you know as soon as that is ready. Maybe these students will tell you. So I hope that will help you.
थैंक यू सो मच मैम, आज के लिए आपने इतना हेल्प किया बच्चों के लिए. अभी बहुत सारे कमेंट्स ऐसे भी थे जिन्होंने बच्चों ने अपने इंडिविजुअल नंबर पूछे हैं, तो अभी एनटीए का आंसर की नहीं आया, तो इनको इसलिए मैंने भी सीरियसली नहीं लिया. लेकिन नेक्स्ट टाइम मैं फिर आऊँगा और इंडिविजुअल बच्चों के आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछूंगा. थैंक यू सो मच, आपने ये वीडियो यहाँ तक देखी. आप अपने इंडिविजुअल क्वेश्चन कमेंट में लिखना ना भूलें, क्योंकि मैं नेक्स्ट टाइम दोबारा आऊँगा और दोबारा आपके एक एक क्वेश्चन के सवाल मैम से ज़रूर पूछूंगा.